Hello, and welcome to this week's stress management blog. Stress is actually a choice. Can you imagine? And every time I say that, right, many people will be like, nah, there's some things that are not a choice. Well, let me say it this way: stress management is a choice. So, in this blog, I wanted to talk about choosing wisely so that you can increase those moments that you are responding to stress in a positive ways. Hence, Selye said, "It's not stress that kills us, it is our reaction to it." So instead of reacting, which is the bad and worst thing that actually makes it worse, I want to talk about responding. Responding is where you take time to think about how you are dealing with the stress, how you are responding or reacting to the stress. So remember now, when you react, that's when everything becomes worse. You become angry, you become annoyed, you become frustrated, and you can't sleep, eat, or even do anything because you are just so hyped up. And when you respond, you literally will pay attention to wait. How do I want to look at this situation again? How do I want to respond? Because I don't want to drive myself nuts by reacting to it. So it is a difference. Am I reacting or am I responding? If we are overwhelmed, and stressed out and anxious, sometimes that decision might be difficult to make at an instant. That's okay. Once you react, quickly put the brakes, apply the brakes, and start responding instead of continuing to react. Shorten the time that you're reacting or reactive so that you can start now being responsive. Let me tell you, at 57, I know more than I ever knew at 20 and 30 and 40 that stress causes anxiety, and anxiety is real. You do not want to get yourself to that point. If you're like many people with the COVID-19, we couldn't escape being anxious, right? So you don't want to exacerbate it and to make it worse by reacting to situations, because that would just make, your anxiety even worse. So, the symptoms of stress that can affect our health are easy to identify once we are familiar with how we deal with, stress in our individual bodies or even in our minds, life experiences, the environment where we are. All those things need to be, considered when you're talking about, the symptoms that cause stress and how you can respond. Remember, now we're talking about responding. So the signs of stress can be small and, sometimes small enough, but then big enough to cause us more wrinkles and just worry, and sometimes even, not being able to do anything and just get crippled by that stress. I want to encourage you to get this book that I wrote. It's called Beat Stress, Balance Your Life. Because in this book, it's a quick ebook that you can download. I talk about the simple ways to relieve stress and live a healthy, balanced life. There's nothing better in this COVID-19, post-COVID-19 for some people, but we are still in it, than learning how to now deal with difficult moments, situations in our lives, and also manage our stress in a better way. So I'll talk about things. How can I learn to be stress-free? I talk about what are some of the things that I can do to train my brain to be stress-free. I talk about stressors. How can you identify the stressors that, stress you out? I talk about stress and nerves. And then, more coping tips on the things that you literally can do in the comfort of your home. So grab this book. It's actually, the link is down below, and you will never be able to react again without thinking about, am I reacting or am I responding? And that's my deal. I always want to make sure that, in everything, try to beat stress and balance your life. This is Dr. STEM. Be encouraged.